you can think about when you do your asana that you are embodying some kind of samkalpa or intention or bhavana, this idea that you bring an awareness into your practice. You bring a subtlety or a quality of sattva into the body. And I think that's why Baba asked us to do asana after sadhana, because sadhana brings you into a subtle state. But this morning we're starting a little differently, and I thought I would read you a quote from a discourse that Baba gave in 1979 in Venezuela. He is always with you. You are never alone. Sometimes there arises in the mind a defeatist complex. Oh, I am defeated in this project. Oh, I am defeated in this struggle for existence. When your Father is the Supreme Father, when your Father is the most powerful entity in the entire universe, why should you think that you have been defeated in this struggle for existence? No, a bright future awaits you. Your future is glorious. Your future is luminous. Your future is effulgent. So before we begin practice, a couple of things. I would request that if you have any challenges, physical challenges in your body, for example, you have shoulder injury or a neck injury or low back injury, or your knees hurt, even if you don't have an injury, just if you feel a little stiff, to remember what Dada was talking about yesterday. Stiram Sukham Asanam, which is from Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, which means your asana should be comfortable. Stira means steady. And your asana should be steady, it should be comfortable, it should feel good in your body. The point of doing asana is not to force your body into a particular pose, but to allow your body to give you information so that you can expand upon your body's capacity. You can make your body healthier. But let's remember that flexibility is a combination of genetics, which is a subcategory of samskara, plus your use dependence. So what do you do with your body plus your genetics equals how flexible you are. If you were an acrobat as a child, it's because you had a samskara, a predilection, a genetic predisposition to that capacity. If you played, if you were a wrestler as a child, maybe you were a little stiffer. So be kind to yourself. This is not about exploiting your body or trying to push into something difficult. It's about becoming friends with your body and bringing the subtle, the fruits of your subtle practices of meditation and embodying them. And that is a feedback loop that helps your mind to become more subtle. So let's begin. We're going to have a little bit of a dynamic practice today, kind of wake up practice. So I'd like to start with just a little shaking, shake it out, which is very good for the nervous system. You let the hand, and good for burning off excessive energy. So you start by just letting the hands be very loose, like gravity is doing most of the work. Just shake, 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 shake it out. And you can maybe get one leg involved in the fun. Shake out your leg a little bit. And then that's a balance pose too. So feel free to do it near a wall while you're shaking your leg if you need the extra balance. Shake, 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 shake it off. And then you can shake out the other side. Just let it shake. Very like gravity is doing the work. You don't have to do so much of the work. And then we'll start to just a little bounce a little bit. Just allow your knees to bounce and your arms to bounce. Allow your face to be very soft. And if there was a particular part of the quote that I read that felt kind of you connected to, and that's something you can bring into your practice. Maybe the feeling of being luminous, the future being luminous, or the future being effulgent. Another wonderful way to work asana is as you follow your breath, you remember Ishta mantra. It's a wonderful way to practice. Then your asanas become part of your sadhana practice. Let your arms come out to the side, a little bit more shaking. But right now we're just kind of getting things going, letting things kind of get moving a bit after a night. I know you are many places in the world, whatever time it is. Okay, and then just for fun, turn to your right and keep shaking. See what you see over there on your right, maybe a little different view. You can shake your legs out and then turn behind you and keep shaking. And then turn to the left. And then come back to the center. And now we're going to separate the feet and just let the arms be like an empty coat, like you're wearing empty coat sleeves. And you're just letting them gently tap your body, gently massage your body. Now, if you like, you can make a little cup with your hand and then just cup right here on your chest. That's an important point for the lung in Chinese medicine. Just give a little tap, a little wake up to your chest, wake up to your breath. And if you like with the other hand, you can tap your back. So you tap your kidneys. You hear a little sound as you're tapping. And just breathe freely. You can even breathe out through your mouth a little bit if you like. Good. And then let's just do a little brush. Just give your face a little brush and your hair a little brush. You'll do lots of self-massage in this program with some of the other teachers. So I'll let them teach you and I'll just show you a few different things. This little brushing technique also comes from the Chinese system of yoga, Qigong. You can brush off your arms. Actually, this one is called Douyin. Brush off your, I'm sorry if for the Chinese speakers, if my pronunciation is bad. Brush off your body and brush off your legs. Give yourself a little brush off, just brush some of the energy off, brush it off. Whatever you've been, metaphorically too, whatever you need to brush off, brush things off. Okay, so then take a moment, and this is called mountain pose. And mountain pose just means I'm gonna stand here like a mountain. I'm gonna stand here firm in my ekagrata, my one-pointedness, my focus. I'm gonna stand here firm in my own personal self. And feel a sense of rising up through the crown of your head, getting a little taller, grounded to the earth and getting taller through the sky. And then the next pose we're going to do is called Padahastasana. Now take a breath and let your arms come up over your head. And then as you exhale, bring your left hand down and pause your breath for a moment. Inhale, arms float back up. As you exhale, take your right hand down. And again, pause your breath for a moment. And the inhale, float back up again. And the exhale, let your hands float down by your sides. Then gather your breath. And then exhale. And bring your hands down to your thighs, your shins, or maybe your big toes, but that's not necessary, wherever it's comfortable. And then when you inhale, come all the way back up in a little arch. If you feel dizzy, move your knees quickly. When you exhale, go back down, touch anywhere on your legs, and then inhale back up. Bring your palms together at your heart, and then bring your hands to your heart center. Okay, let's do it again. So inhale, arms come up. Now, there's a pause at the end of the breath here, but I'm not pausing for so long, but you could stay longer if you want. Inhale back up. Everybody has a different breathing pace. That's also dependent upon your genetics, which is a subcategory of samskara, And it's dependent upon your biography, what you've done in your life. Exhale, the hands come back down. And also what's happened to you in your life. So some people, that pause for 8 counts is super easy. This is an inhale. And then exhale. Maybe squeeze your big toes. Maybe just hands to your shins or your thighs. Pause. As you inhale, come all the way back up, and a little pause at the top. A little bit of an arch. And then mindfully exhaling back down. Inhaling, arms to the side to come back up. And then exhaling back to your heart. Good. We're going to do 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale to the left. It's a nice pose for waking up. It's also good for fatigue and anemia. It's a good pose for women. But it's good for a pose for men too. Exhale to the left. Pause. And it's also very good for a very ancient symptom, jet lag. Inhale back up. That was my bad yoga joke. Okay, and then the hands float down at your sides. Gather up the energy. Take a breath in and then out. Pause. Inhaling all the way up, arch back. Pause your breath here. And then release down on your exhale. Inhale, float back up. Exhale, and you get to do namaskar. Namaskar to yourself, namaskar to the divine, namaskar to everybody here. Let's practicing together. Let's do 1 more. Deep breath in. Exhale, left hand down. Pause your breath. Float back up. Inhale. Exhale to the other side. Pause your breath. Inhale back up. And the exhale, the arms float down. Gather up your breath and inhale. And then exhale. I want to tell you, I've learned this pose from many different people in many different ways. But I teach this pose the way that I learned it from a teacher named Didi Anandamitra. Inhale, pause. Who wrote a book about asana. Exhale down. So that's why I teach it this way. Inhale, take the arms out to the side. And then when you exhale, bring your hands back to your heart center. And pause right here. And just take a moment and notice how your body responds to what we just did. Okay, please separate your feet. We're going to take our hands to hips or back or your back, either way that you like. Take a breath in, lengthen your spine. When you exhale, exhale from your lower belly. Slide your hands down your legs. Pause. When you inhale, lengthen your spine, come back up. We're going to do 2 more times. Exhale down, draw your belly in, pause. Lengthen back up, lift your chest. Come up with a straight spine, not a round back. This time stay down. You can let your hands come to the floor if you like. And then here, bend your knees a little bit. And then as you exhale, straighten them a bit. Inhale, bend your knees a bit. Exhale, straighten. Just feel the backs of your legs a little bit. This is getting us ready for some poses we're going to do in a moment. 1 more time. Feel the backs of the legs open up. Then bring your hands to your ankles. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Come on back up. Walk your feet back towards each other. And we're going to wiggle and jiggle a little bit. Shake everything out. Bounce around. And then take a moment and find your mountain pose again. Find that steadiness of the mountain. And use this as what's called an interoceptive pause. Interoception means I stop and I notice how my body feels. What kind of messages do you get when you stop and notice? Okay, now bring your hands to your waist, and we're going to take the weight into the left foot. Step your right foot back a little bit. And as you inhale, start to take your right foot up off the floor. Doesn't have to come way up, wherever it comes. You're just practicing balance. Exhale, just let it rest for a moment. You can kind of take your weight back. Inhale, lift it up. Maybe a little higher. 2 more times. Each time you can choose how much you want to go. It's not a goal to get yourself really high in the pose or get your leg really high, but wherever it comes is fine. And then this time we'll stay. Some people, it feels more balanced to have your arms out like an airplane. Feel free to do that. Some people like to have the hands on the waist. That's okay too. If you want to try and work even harder, maybe your arms out in front, you can try. See what's more interesting, what feels interesting to your body, where you feel strong. This is a good pose for runners and athletes. 1 more breath. And then release that foot back down. And then this is a great place to go right into interoceptive pause, because I'm pretty sure your right leg feels very different than your left leg right now. So see if you can take a moment and notice that. That starts to elicit new neuroplastic changes in the brain, just the noticing. Helps to coordinate the function of the hemispheres of your brain. The noticing part. Okay, bring your hands back to your waist, shift your weight into your right foot, left foot steps back a bit. And then you can start to play with the balance into the right foot, breathe in. And lower it down when you exhale. We're just kind of getting the body ready for the pose. Inhaling, maybe lift a little bit more. Maybe you notice that on this side, your legs feel a little different. Maybe the balance is a little different. This time we'll stay. See if you can feel your belly doing some of the work to support you. Maybe the arms want to reach out like an airplane, maybe forward if you want to work. That's harder for most people. Or maybe you just like your hands on your waist. One more breath. And then slowly lower that foot back down and go right into your pause again, your interoceptive pause. So pausing, finding your breath, noticing. Again, it's a great place for neuroplastic changes. Okay, we're going to do one more standing pose today. It's called Utkatasana, which means the chair pose. So inhale, take your arms up over your head. As you exhale, bend your knees a lot and bring your hands all the way down. If you can, touch the floor, but you don't have to. Inhale up to chair and then press all the way up. We're going to do this a couple times before we stay in the pose. So big squat and feel your back get a little stretch here. Inhale back up. Good. Big squat. Now this time, when you inhale up, we'll stay in chair pose. And you could do arms right here in front if you like. Some people like to do hands like a cactus. That feels better. You can draw your shoulder blades back. Some people like to do straight arms. You can try any of those. As you inhale, you can lift up just a little bit. And when you exhale, draw your belly in and sink a little bit. Let's do one more breath. And then on your next inhale, stand all the way up. Exhale the arms all the way down. And take a moment and notice sensations in your body and how your breath feels. Please come down to tabletop pose. I would invite you to use a blanket. so that you have something to put under your knees here for support. And allow your belly to stay firm here. As you inhale, lift your chest a bit, keep your belly firm, pull your hands a little towards your knees. And then when you exhale, round your back, put your forearms down, and then your hips to your heels. We're going to inhale, come forward. And exhale, round your back, put your forearms down, hips to heels. One more time. Okay, now please come up and sit back on your heels in Virasana. For some people, this is not comfortable because of their knees. So an alternative is to stand up on your knees, and that also can work. Still, for some people, it's not comfortable. So then we have to do a different version of this pose, and you would do that. You would probably do Yoga Mudra. We're going to do Dirga Pranam. So for this one, the toes are curled under. You can start standing like this, or if it's comfortable, you can sit back on your heels. As you inhale, let the arms come up over your head. And then as you exhale, if you're standing up on your knees, when you exhale, you come forward and lower the hips, and you may have to uncurl your toes. Pause your breath, and then float back up on your inhale, and exhale the arms down. Now that's one way to do the pose. If you're sitting back, then you would just stay on your heels, inhale up, exhale forward, draw your belly in, pause at the end of your exhale, and then inhale back up, and exhale around to your heart. Now another version, because some people that is too much on their back, right? So another version would be inhale, hands stay here, exhale, slide out, pause, and use your hands to help you get back up. Bring your hands back to your heart. Every time your palms come together at your heart is an opportunity to remember whatever you started the practice with. Luminous, effulgent, or your mantra if you like. Every time your hands in this mudra give you opportunity. Okay, so let's do a few more. Remember, you can try all the different versions, because particularly if you teach asana, you have to have a lot of things, a lot of ways to show people different ways to do postures, because not everybody can do this. It's not comfortable for everybody. Certainly not steady and comfortable for everybody. And for some people, just sitting on your toes like this is toe torture. I usually tell people, if it's really uncomfortable in your toes, do it once or twice, and then you can go flat on your feet. Let's do it again. This is one of the essential asanas that Sri Sri Anandamurti gave, particularly for women. Strengthening for the back muscles. And then can you feel the vibration of the pose, which often kind of gives you that psychological sense of surrender or letting go. So I hope you kind of got the hang of it by now. I know you've done it many times before in the asana practice. We'll do one more. And when you finish the one that you're on, then go ahead and slide onto your belly. You can turn your head either way that's comfortable. And this is a nice moment here. Excuse me. It's a nice moment here lying on your belly to notice how your body feels, and also feel that sensation of the front of your body against the earth. Just feel that connection to the earth energy, that grounded connection. Grounded, supported. Okay, next, bring your forehead to the floor and your hands next to your chest. This is not about pushing up as high as you can. Rather, it's about feeling a stretch in the front body as you engage the muscles in the back body. So this is your inhale. Do not straighten your arms. Lift the eyes. And then exhale, lower back down. Now, some people, you could pause your breath longer. That's fine. But don't strain. Inhale and inhale into your chest. So feel the breath opening up in your chest here. And then exhale back down. So you use the breath from the inside to massage the muscles and the organs and the glands. As you inhale, lift up, massage from the inside. Breathe, fill yourself up with breath. And then exhale, lower back down. We'll do 2 more of those. You might stay up a little longer than I do. That's fine. Last one. Use your breath to create a massage from the inside. Okay, when you finish the one that you're on, roll over onto your back. Okay, when you get onto your back, then you're just going to pause for a moment here. Again, go into interoceptive awareness. How does my breath feel? How does my body feel right now after those asanas I did? And then turn your palms down to the floor. As you inhale, take the arms up over your head, flex your feet, stretch your whole body long. As you exhale, relax your feet, take your right knee into your chest with both hands, and pause at the end of your exhale. Now, for some people, bending the left knee is going to be much more comfortable. Feel free to do that. When you inhale, everything lengthens, flex your feet, long, stretch out. Exhale, take your left knee in. This pose is called Bhastrika asana. Bhastrika means the bellows. Inhale, arms go up, feet go long, flex your feet, reach your hands up. Try not to jut your ribs up though, so you're not arching your back. And then both knees come into the chest. Pause here. Okay, let's do it again. That's 1 round. Inhale. Exhale, right knee comes up. Relax your feet and draw the lower belly in. Draw that navel in towards the spine. Inhale, stretch everything. And exhale, take your left knee in. Again, I learned this version of Bhastrikasana from Didi Anandamitra. Draw the belly in. She spent a lot of time with Baba, and she spent a lot of time on asanas. Inhale, flex the feet, stretch out, and then exhale, both knees in. And draw the belly in. Inhale, extend everything out. And then we'll do the right leg again. Sorry, I'm coughing. I have a little bit allergy. Pause. And then inhale, both legs, both arms, reach up, both legs down, and then left leg in. Relax your feet. Pause. Inhale, stretch everything out. And then exhale, both knees in. Pause. So Bhastrikasana is a really good pose for the Apana Vayu. Apana Vayu is the downward moving vital force. Inhale, stretch. We're going to do 1 more. Right leg. So this is really good for people who struggle a little bit with digestion and elimination. Very good pose. Also very good for just opening up the hips. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, left leg. Inhale, stretch again. And exhale, both legs up. And pause. And then we'll do 1 more stretch, everything out, big stretch. And then exhale, bring your arms down and relax everything. Turn your palms up and just take a moment here to notice How does your belly feel after that? How does your breath feel? Okay, please bring your feet up flat. Take your arms out to the side with the palms facing down. Separate your feet a little bit. Take a breath in. As you exhale, allow your knees to rock to the right. Head looks to the left. Inhale, float back up. Allow your knees to rock to the left. They don't have to come all the way down. Do less and let the head look right. Do less. Doing less will keep your body from getting repetitive strain. Inhale, back up. Exhale to the right, head looks left. So go for the sensation of easefulness, fluidity, steadiness, no pain. Inhale up. Exhale, left head looks right. Now, next time you take your knees over to the right, we'll stay here. Your knees might come all the way down, they might not, it's up to you. And then allow your left arm to reach up diagonally away from you. Turn your eyes over towards the left, maybe towards that hand. And then use your breath to massage from your hand all the way into your armpit, your chest, your belly, your thigh. Breathe into that whole left side. Nice, long, slow breath. And then take your left arm back out to the side. Inhale your knees up. Exhale your knees down towards the left. And reach your right arm up and away. Palm facing up. Sorry, you can't see me so much here. And then breathing into the right side of the body, right hand, right arm, right armpit, right lung, right down through the right psoas, the front of your body, the muscle in the front of your body, and the right quads. And as you're ready, inhale back up. And then roll to your side, use both hands and press yourself up. Take your time. The invitation here would be sit on I like to use yoga props, folded blanket or a bolster. I'm going to use my bolster. Do a couple more poses before we'll have kind of a shorter shavasana today, and I'm going to skip the self-massage. It's because we don't have that much time, but I'm sure you'll do self-massage many times during the program. It's such a gem of Sri Sri Anandamurti's asana work, I think. Okay, so let's start by taking the right foot in front of the left shin. Some people might want to take the right foot across the left thigh. You're welcome to do either of those. And then interlace your fingers around the right shin. Inhale, get taller. And as you exhale, let your right hand come behind you. Either hold your prop or come to the floor and look over your right shoulder. Now, as you inhale, unwind halfway. And as you exhale, come back into the pose. Now, don't use your arm like a crowbar. I mean, you can cross over, but don't yank with your arm. It's not good for your back or your hips. You want it to be a gentle support. Most of the work comes from your belly, right? So the exhale takes you into it. Another way I like to do this pose is no arms at all, palms facing up. Try it if you've never done it like this. It's very different. On the inhale, you unwind a little bit, maybe a third of the way. Exhale, you twist more. Last one. And then come back to center. And before we do the other side, just pause. And just because I don't have so much time, we're not going to repeat, but typically you would go back and forth 3 times, but we just don't have that much time today. So we'll put the left foot in front of the right shin and maybe cross it over. But doing some twists every day, really important for the longevity, for your health and your longevity, the nervous system and the health of your spine. The inhale, get a little taller. The exhale, the left hand comes to your prop or the floor, looking over your left shoulder. As you inhale, unwind a bit. And as you exhale, twist. Some people, you can put your arm around the knee or your elbow on the outside. Some people can do the whole Matsyendra twist and the whole thing. That's fine. I'm showing you a way to adapt the pose that's a little more comfortable for many people. So getting a little taller and less risky, right? And twisting on your exhale. So your inhale, you unwind a little bit. And exhaling and twisting. One more. And then release back to center. If you have a block handy, we'll use a yoga block. If you don't, maybe you could put a cushion here or a blanket. You can't see it in my picture. Okay, I'm gonna back up. So take a moment here, sit up tall. Just notice how you feel after doing the twists. So feel any sense of kind of like maybe a little rejuvenation kind of feeling. Maybe not, it could be anything. Okay, so here's the next one. You're gonna find a place where your forehead comes to the block, and you may wanna put the block like this. That's also fine. Doesn't have to be all the way down, or like this, yeah. So it could be a little higher. I even teach this to people using the wall, where they put their forehead on the wall, sitting like this. Some people, that's all they can do, right? That's where they're, without causing pain or injury. 4 out of 5 people will have low back pain at some point in their lives. And so we have to understand that when we're working with asana, right? You start with your palms together at your heart. Remember, this is an opportunity to come back to whatever that intention was that you started the practice with, whatever kind of sparked you from the reading, or maybe it's your mantra. Let the hands float behind you. Hold your left wrist with your right hand, and then take a breath in, get longer. As you exhale, let your forehead come down to the block, the floor. You can also use the seat of a chair for this. Pause your breath out. When you inhale, lengthen your spine back up. This always should be towards the end of your practice, this pose. Exhale down. Pause. Float back up on the inhale. Go at your own breathing pace. You might want to stay down there a little longer or a little less time. It's up to you. Put this pose at the end of your practice because biomechanically, it's one of the most challenging poses, particularly for the low back. So you want the body to be ready, and you don't want to cause injury. Ahimsa, non-harming, it's the first principle. Exhaling down, pause. Can you still hear me? Okay. Give me a thumbs up because I saw the screen change. You can hear it? Okay, good. Thank you. Inhale back up when you're ready. Let's do 2 more. Pause. Inhale back up when you're ready. Last one. Exhale down and pause. Inhale back up when you're ready. And then this pose is very nice to finish and go right to Shavasana because it creates such a subtle state of mind. So as you're ready, go ahead and lie down on your back. Now, some people are going to notice that their low back was affected by that. And so when you come down on your back, the way that you compensate for that pose, because it's a very loaded pose, the spine is very loaded, is just lift the hips up and see if that relieves any tension in the low back. And you could do that with an inhale up, exhale down. Maybe 3 or 4 times will be enough. Some people don't need to do it, but you can see for yourself. So I'm going to sit up during Shavasana, and because lying down is making me cough, so I'm going to sit up. So as you come down into your Shavasana, we're going to use this opportunity of Shavasana as a way to integrate the subtle effects of the postures. Yoga postures are designed originally, the intention is to balance the subtle body, the chakra system, via the neuroendocrine immune system. So although I don't think the yogis understood that, but but they understood somehow the movement was balancing. I mean, I think of course P.R. Sarkar did, but not the ancient yogis necessarily. You know, they understood, you know, doing asana for the subtle body. That's the purpose. So you come into Shavasana and it's an opportunity to integrate all of those subtle effects. Allow your whole body to soften. Allow your whole body to let go. Let go of your arms and your shoulders. Let go of the back of your neck. Let go of your hands. Let go of your spine, your shoulder blades. Let go of your hips and your pelvis. Soften your legs. And let go of your feet. Allow your whole body to let go and soften. And then please take a slightly deeper breath. And wiggle your fingers and toes a bit. You can turn your head slowly from one side to the other. Move or stretch however you'd like. And then bend your knees, roll to your right side, and use both hands and press yourself back up. Just take a moment and notice how you feel after the practice. Namaskar.